Hi Virgo. Okay, so for the first two cards, I'm going to choose. This has to do with the awareness for the week. So for the awareness of the week, one of the ideas that you're going to have to be thinking about is this idea of arguments perhaps, or conflict, or one-upmanship, the battles that we have in our daily life. And you can see in this illustration that this red-headed man is holding onto the swords. He has a sword in his hand and he has two swords on the floor. He is also watching the other two figures walk away. Walking away in defeat, more than likely. So you may be in a situation where you have a discussion, you have a philosophical argument. It could be a political discussion, it could be a love discussion, where you really feel that you have to come out on top on this, that it's important to you, and that you're going to hang in there and to win this discussion, this argument, this conflict. There are other times when you feel that it's just not worth it. I'm going to lay down my sword and I'm going to walk away. So for you, I think that it's just the general idea of some type of conflict where there's going to be a clear winner and there's going to be someone who walks away. And you always have to decide, is it worth it to you? I'm going to put these over here. Is it worth it to you to come out on top? Is this the discussion or the argument or whatever where you really feel that you have to make your point and drive it home? So, I always think that it's just a matter of perspective, and everyone is different of where they are and the things that they're dealing with. With this Five of Swords here, we have the Hanged Man. And the Hanged Man, you see him peacefully suspending from the tree branch. He looks comfortable, and there's the glowing halo around his head. And so this is allowing yourself to feel free in your decisions. It's allowing yourself to be comfortable with where you are right now. What we say with the Hangman is about perspective, and it's about looking at things through a different lens, looking at things in a different way. So looking at your conflicts, your discussions, again, how you approach certain people. Maybe you need to change your perspective about them. And just what comes to mind immediately is that sometimes when we put up with people who always have to make their point, or they're, always making life difficult, that maybe your perspective here is to do something about it and to change that dynamic. With the Hanged Man, this can also suggest that you've been working hard and you're sacrificing for something, and that you're okay with the sacrifice for now. It's something that you feel that you have to do. But really, the Hangman is about perspective, because when we hang upside down, we have to look at things differently. And that can help you, and it can help invigorate you for the week, is to look at things in a different way. Suspend your former way of thinking into looking at this newer way of, the newer way of thinking. So that's the awareness of the week. Conflict, perspective, perhaps sacrifice, or, having the patience to suspend belief, or to suspend action in a certain area of your life. Now I'm going to choose two cards for guidance. Okay, there's one. Okay, so we have the Knight of Swords. So your guidance, we see the Knight of Swords here, and he is in full stride. He has his blade raised high, and he is really charging forward. And with the gray skies behind him, and the trees here that are blowing back in the wind, There's a sense that it doesn't matter that the weather's changing, it may be getting more challenging, he's going right in. So with these swords, you know, it's the air sign Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And we have this idea that these are mental concepts of how we think, of how we are reasonable or rational, or looking at the facts and being decisive. With the Knight of Swords, knights seek quests, so they're moving forward. They're getting it out there. They want to do something. So I think in this case, this could be, again, it could be someone coming into your defense in these discussions that you have. Because ultimately, the Knight of Swords wants to help solve problems and is seeking the truth and wants honest and straightforward, blunt discussion or thinking. The swords can also suggest clarity, so you may be gaining clarity on the issue with the conflict. So the Knight of Swords is not hesitating to jump right in. And this could be jumping in defense of a discussion, a belief, a philosophy. Or it could be simply going toward the next project and applying all of the skills, which is the decisiveness of the swords, the intelligence, the clear thinking, the clarity, the strong communication. Sounds like communication could be necessary, some clear discussion, clear way of using words. So then we have, as terms of guidance, we have the star. So the star comes in when we've had obstacles, when we've had challenges. The star is a very peaceful card, where again, she has a foot in the pond and a foot on ground, and she's pouring the water, both on earth and in the water. And there's a sense here of healing and of trying to restore, trying to bring back a sense of peacefulness after the storm. So if this situation over here with the discussions and the philosophy and all of that and the people having to come out on top or having to have their position come out first, the star is telling you to check yourself and to heal. And the star also has a really big message, which is to believe in the outcome and to have faith that the universe and the spirit guides are looking out for you. And when you follow the stars, then you are going to be okay. And I think that's really one of the messages of the star, is to believe in the future, to have optimism, and you will be okay. The woman here is without clothes, and so there's a sense of vulnerability. You may have been vulnerable with the dynamics and the relationships of discussions with people that you know. And feeling vulnerable, you may feel like you've been sacrificing. And either someone is coming into your defense and to help out, or helping to seek the truth, or this is your desire, which is to get to the heart of the matter, which is to get right in. After suspending, you're going to get right in, you're going to defend what you believe is right. And perhaps all of this has been taking a toll, and so the star's coming in to say, you know, you need to rest up, you need to feel better. You need to do the things that are going to get you back into a healthy reset. And with the star, I don't see so much as do things. Sounds like a police song, the do song. The star is really this quiet energy, and it's the mindset. It's the mindset of optimism. So now I'm going to choose 2 cards for possible outcomes. Okay, so we have a couple of court cards. We have the King of Cups. The King of Cups is a water sign, and he is emotionally very capable. He's a master of his emotions. He's a master of being intuitive and sympathetic and empathetic. Someone who listens, someone who is kind and generous, often associated with being a healer, a light worker. So the King of Cups is, again, someone who's able to go with the flow, and he can bridge the requirement to be both intellectual and emotional. So he can do both. And so I think that this card, as a possible outcome, is either bringing to you someone who is perhaps wiser, older, someone that you can talk to, who's a great listener, someone who's going to give you good advice, and some emotional goodwill. And so this goodwill, it's love, it's kindness, it's compassion. On the other hand, it could be you handing it out as well, but I do have a sense with the star here and with the Hanged Man and these other cards here, I feel that you would benefit most from receiving this gentleness and this compassion and sympathetic nature of the King of Cups. He understands relationships. This is someone who understands how difficult it is sometimes to have relationships with people. Everyday people, or the people that you live with, I mean, anywhere. You know, it seems to be that things get a little more challenging these days. So then we have the Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands is a fire sign, and this knight he's also in stride, and his wand is raised, and he's looking right where he's headed to. And so this may be telling you that after all of these these dynamics and perhaps the conflict and the need for rest, is after you've had your opportunity, after the storm has passed, and you've gotten the love back into your system, and you have love to look forward to and a little more of someone on your side perhaps, that this would be telling you to jump back in. Jump back in to the activities, the hobbies, and the projects that make you happy, and to pursue your own path. The Knight of Wands is charismatic, fun, adventure. I think this is also have some fun, that you deserve it. And you may be on a trend of, again, you might be networking, you might be building contacts. There's a sense of activity here with the Knight of Wands, of getting out there and doing things. So don't let these interpersonal issues prevent you from getting out there and having fun, meeting people, doing things, and satisfying your passions. So I'd like to get a little more information. We're going to pull an oracle card, and get a meditation point or focus area for the week. Knowing. So an interesting card here, a card of knowing. So is this knowing of that you feel that you are right? Is this knowing that you know that the situation is going to be fine because we have the star here? And that ultimately, if you just have faith, that you'll be able to be feeling good and feel restored in time? But knowing is also knowing your strengths and knowing yourself. And when you know yourself and when you know what you are capable of doing, and particularly with respect to the Hanged Man, of the sense of perspective or of sacrifice, or suspending your hopes or your dreams for a moment to get through the clutter of these relationships. Know yourself, know what makes you tick. And knowing the others around you is also important. You know, knowing what they bring to the table. What's the expression? Knowledge is power. And now I'm going to choose a spirit card from John Holland, and we'll see what the spiritual side or emotional self is. Messages for that area. Ooh, we have self-sabotage. When you learn to get out of your own way, there will be no stopping you. Most of the time, it's not others who prevent you from achieving your true goals. It's that inner voice that derails those carefully woven plans. Self-sabotage. How many of us feel that we do that, and that it's hard to get around it? I think the key is to face the fact is that if you are trying to eat healthier, and if you end up at McDonald's, or if you end up at fast food, or you're out partying with your friends, it may be an indication of self-sabotage. You know, once in a while is absolutely fine and great, but repeated instances where we get in our own way from making progress or finding happiness or achieving joy. Self-sabotage. And it could be, self-sabotage is that sometimes, and I think we all have friends who look for these heated discussions, who look for these opportunities to have this type of dynamic. Others prefer not to. So, interesting. That's an interesting card. And finally, let's choose a card for love. Unity. You understand that the love shared with another is amplified and has a ripple effect across the universe. Well, the King of Cups would agree with that. And he would tell us that, you know, when you are loving and when you give love to others, then it comes back. When you are not loving or unloving, then it can be very, you know, it kind of stops the fun, the fun and the positive vibration for those people that do that. So unity is achieved when we just send our love out into the universe, and then it just vibrates and it finds its way to others. And I think it is a ripple effect. I think that's very true. So Virgo, I hope that you found something helpful today with this reading, and that I hope that you have a great week. If you enjoyed this reading, please subscribe, like, share, or comment, and check out some of my other readings. And I will see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.